Hi, here we are back with a very important video where we will be discussing all A-star type questions from paper 1, which will be held on 16th of May 2024. So to revise all your topics for maths, this video is a very good video. You can stop at every question, try to solve on your own, and then you can see the solution for that. So let us begin. First question, solve the equation. So for these type of questions, we will just do cross multiplication. So that will give me x times x plus 1 minus 2 times 2 over 2 times x plus 1 is equal to 1. In the numerator, it will be x square plus x minus 4, while the denominator, by expansion, you can send it on the other side. It will become 2x plus 2. On rearranging, it will give you x square minus x minus 6 is equal to 0. Now here we can just factorize this quadratic and get the answer. So factors of 6 are 2 and 3. I need minus 6, so I will do minus 3 and plus 2. So it will be x minus 3 and x plus 2 is equal to 0, and the value of x is 3 and minus 2. Let's move on to the next question. Diagram shows a solid wax cylinder. Cylinder has base radius of 2x and height 9x. Cylinder is melted down and made into a sphere of radius r. Whenever it is melted, it means that volume of cylinder or whatever figure, it will be same as the new figure. So over here we need to equate volume of cylinder with volume of sphere, and we can just get this thing done. So volume of cylinder will be pi r squared h, that will be pi times 2x whole squared times 9x, and volume of sphere of radius r will be 4 by 3 pi r cube. Now just make sure that you are writing some other variable for this r. Let's say it is r1. Okay, r1 is the radius of cylinder. I just want to make this thing different because the r of cylinder and radius, they are different. It shouldn't be shown with same constant. Moving forward, I will get pi cancelled from both sides. So it will give me 4x square times 9x. On the other side, I have 4 by 3 r cube. I can send this 4 by 3 from right to the left, and it will become 4x cube times 9 times 3 over 4 is equal to r cube. That will give me r cube is equal to 27x cube, and on taking the cube root, 27x cube is equal to 3x. So the value of r in terms of x is 3x, and that is how we can solve this question. Now the next question. In this question you can see that this diagram, it is given that ABCD is a square, P and D are points on y-axis, A is a point on x-axis, and PAB is a straight line. Equation of line that passes through point A and D is y is equal to minus 2x plus 5. Find the length of PD. Now y is equal to minus 2x plus 5. If you look at this line carefully, I can place x is equal to 0 in this, and I will get y is equal to 5. So AD, equation of AD means, to be precise, this line. Okay, so for this line, if I put x is equal to 0, I'll get y is equal to 5. Why it is important? Because that will give me this 0, 5 point. I need to get length of PD. So for that, I will be trying to find these two lengths, and I will eventually add them. So I have got half of my answer actually. Now to get length of OP, we can work on getting equation of line PB. For that, first try to get A point. The coordinate of point A on putting y is equal to 0 will give you x is equal to 5 by 2 comma 0, and the gradient of line PB will be negative reciprocal of gradient of AD. Gradient of AD is negative 2, so I can say gradient of PB is equal to 1 over 2, negative reciprocal of negative 2. So now I have y is equal to 1 by 2x plus c. Here I will be putting the point 5 comma 2. I'm trying to get equation of line PB, okay, so that from there I'll get the intercept, and once I'm done with the intercept I can very easily add them and get my final answer. So x is equal to 5 by 2, y is equal to 0, so that will give me 0 is equal to 1 by 2 times 5 by 2 plus c, that gives c is equal to minus 5 by 4. Now c is equal to minus 5 by 4 means this value is 5 by 4. Now you need to literally add both of them and that will give you the answer. Why we are not considering negative sign? Because we just need the length. So 5 by 4 and 5 are my required lengths. Finally, to get PD, I will do 5 plus 5 by 4, that is 20 plus 5 by 4, and that is 25 by 4, which can also be written as 6 1 by 4 or 6.25. Whichever you write, that will be enough. Whether 6 1 by 4 or 6.25, both will be equivalent only, so you can leave your answer in any of the form as per your choice. Moving on, fourth question. On the grid, draw the graph x square plus y square is equal to 4. Okay, x square plus y square is equal to a square is equation of a circle with radius a. Here we have 4. 4 means it is 2 square. So we will get a circle whose radius will be 2 units and the center will be 0. In this case, radius is a and center is 0 0. Okay, so you need to draw a circle getting these points. So I'll draw a rough circle combining these points. Okay, this definitely does not look like a proper circle, but you can use compass and get this done. I hope conceptually this thing is clear. Next is, on the grid, sketch the graph of cos x. Now this question is moreover like either you should know the values or you should know the graph of cos. Okay, so it will be better if you learn at least graph of cos and sine, because those are mostly asked questions. So it starts with 1, it comes to 0 at 90. I'm just marking the crucial points first. Then at 180 it is minus 1, at 270 it is 0, and at 360 it is 1. Okay, now we have got the points, we need to just plot them. So make sure that you are drawing curved lines, or instead I should say them a curve only, not line. So like this, a continuous curve starting from 1 going till minus 1 and then rising again till plus 1. It is a graph of cos between 0 to 360. Okay, please make sure that you are not drawing these type of graphs using ruler. If any of the straight lines will be seen, then it will be considered as incorrect. Next. Now in this question they have given a cylinder has a base radius x, height 2x, and cone has a radius x, height h. Volume of cylinder and volume of cone are equal, find h in terms of x. So this question is quite similar to one of the earlier questions where we saw cylinder and sphere. You will get all these formulas in the formula list, so no need to worry about that. Volume of cylinder is pi r square h, and volume of cone is 1 by 3 pi r square h. Okay, we will definitely use radius and height as per the corresponding figures. So it is given that volume of cylinder is equal to volume of cone, means pi x square h, h means 2x. On the other side, 1/3 pi x square times h. This question is very easy if you know the formulas and if you know how to apply the values, because you need to just cancel the like terms, like pi will get cancelled with pi, then x square will get cancelled with x square, 3 goes on the other side, and finally your answer will be 6x is equal to h, or I would rather say h is equal to 6x. Moving on. Now in this question we need to find the value of f. Such questions can be tricky because we are dealing with fractions, that too reciprocal. So it is better to first sort them out. So the value of u will be 5 by 2, value of v will be 10 by 3. Then if you are smart, you will see that we don't have to put u and v value, rather we will put 1 by u and 1 by v values. That is much easier approach. So if you just add them, then 2 by 5 plus 3 by 10 is equal to 1 by f. You can make denominator common by multiplying 2 over here, so that now both denominators are 10. So a common denominator will be 10, and we have 4 plus 3, that is 1 by f, and f will be equal to 10 by 7, which can also be written as 3 by 7. Next is we need to rearrange, making u the subject of the formula. In such cases, as soon as possible, you should make u alone in whichever form it is. So I'll write 1 by u is equal to 1 by f minus 1 by v. Then I'll do cross multiplication, so it will be v minus f over fv, and u is equal to fv over v minus f. That is the final answer. Next question. Diagram shows a solid cone and a solid hemisphere. Cone has base radius x, height h. Hemisphere has base radius x. Surface area of cone is equal to surface area of hemisphere. Expression of h in terms of x. Now when they say surface area, the surface area of cone will involve the curved surface area, which is pi r l, plus pi r square, which is the base circle. If I talk about hemisphere, then hemisphere is half of sphere, that is 2 pi r square. Surface area of sphere is 4 pi r square. If you half it up, you will just get the curved surface, will not get the circular base. So you need to add pi r square more, so it will be 3 pi r square. Now a bit more we will talk about L. So L square is equal to h square plus x square. That relation you need to keep, and then we will solve finally by putting everything together. So if I talk about cone, cone has radius x, so it will be pi x. Instead of L, I will be putting h square plus x square, then pi r square, so that will be pi x square. On the other side, it is equal to surface area of hemisphere, which is equal to 3 pi x square. Pi x square can be sent on the right, and that will give you pi x times h square plus x square is equal to 2 pi x square. Pi x can be cancelled from both the sides, so that will give me square root of h square plus x square is equal to 2x. Finally, I'll square on both the sides, so h square plus x square is equal to 2x whole square, that will be 4x square, and h square is equal to 3x square. H is equal to root 3x square, which will be root 3x. Normally when we take square root, we put plus and minus, but we are dealing with height over here, so with respect to the context of the question, negative makes no sense, so we will just put the positive value. Next question. Looking at the graphs, we have to identify which graph represent which equation. So we will try to find from the first one, 4 sin x. Now sine looks either like b or f. Sine starts from 0 and b is starting from some non-zero value, so the first one is f. The other one will be cos, so b and f are done. Now quadratic, x square minus 4x plus 5 is quadratic. If you look at the options, this is definitely not quadratic. These two we have already done. Now possible quadratic will be only one, that is E. So E is the quadratic. Then this is an exponential function. Exponential function looks like this. Okay, there is often students getting confused between A and C. A is a reciprocal function which is of the type 1 over x, and this is of the type a to the power x. So exponential function is graph C. Then comes the cubic. Before cubic I can mark my reciprocal. So reciprocal is graph A. And finally cubic is the leftover, which is graph D. Next question. Here is a shape A, B, C, D, E. A, B, B, C, C, D are three sides of a square, so they all will be x. BC is x, that is seen in the diagram also. AED is a semicircle. Diameter of the semicircle is x, so I can say that radius is x by 2. Perimeter of the shape is given by the formula. Rearrange this formula to make x the subject. First question is pretty direct. We don't have to use the question at all. We have to just use this equation and make x the subject. So first thing I will do is, on the right hand side I'll take LCM. So it will be 6x plus pi x over 2. Then both sides multiplied by 2 will give me 2p is equal to 6 plus pi times x, and then divided by 6 plus pi will give me 2p over 6 plus pi is equal to x. That will become the answer. Find the area of the shape. Area of the shape is given by kx square. Exact value of k is needed. We need to find area of this shape. This shape is square plus semicircle. We'll keep it simple. Area of square plus area of semicircle. So area of square is side square. Area of semicircle is pi r square over 2. The value of r in this case is x by 2. So please be very clear in this. There is a potential mistake students can do. Make sure you don't do it. So it is x square plus 1 by 2 times pi x square by 4. Pi x by 2 whole square will be x square by 4, and that will be x square plus pi x square by 8. If you look at this carefully, area is of the type kx square. I can take x square common, so I have 1 plus pi by 8 x square is equal to area. If I compare that with kx square, then k is equal to 1 plus pi by 8. This is not simplified form. We can write this thing as 8 plus pi by 8, or pi plus 8 by 8. So that will be your final simplified form. Next question. Express the recurring decimal as fraction. Since we have 3 decimal places, first we will multiply this by 1000. So x is equal to 0.213 dot dot. Then 1000x is equal to 213.13 dot dot, and then we can multiply this by 10x. If I multiply this by 10x, I will get 10x is equal to 2.13 dot dot. I just have to make sure that the decimal, after decimal, those repeated numbers should be there. Okay, that's why we multiplied it by 10 and 1000. We will subtract these two equations and I will get 990x is equal to 213 minus 2 is 211.11. That will become 0 because those are same numbers, so it will be just 211. So finally my answer from here will be 211 over 990. We can look for possible simplification over here, but I don't see that there can be any simplification possible. This will be our final answer. Next question. In the diagram, AB, all the sides are equal. Okay, it's a rhombus. Prove that ADB is congruent to triangle CDB. I'll just give you a hint for this, okay, because this is much easier. You have to know the congruency first, okay, and BD is equal to BD is a common side. So I can say that in triangle ADB, and triangle CDB. AB is equal to BC, AD is equal to CD, they are given, and you can write BD is equal to BD, that will be common. So by side congruency, triangle ADB is congruent to triangle CDB, hence proved. Moving on. Prove using algebra the sum of two consecutive whole number is always an odd number. Consecutive whole number starts from 0, so I can take n and n plus 1. There is no condition for even or odd, so don't worry about that. If you add them, so first we'll start with let the two numbers be n and n plus 1. According to question, their sum will be 2n plus 1. Now you have to identify 2n is always an even number. So 2n plus 1 will always be an odd number, hence proved. Table shows information about ages in years of 1000 teens. Graph is given. Sophie takes a sample of 50 of these teenagers stratified by age. Calculate the number of 14-year-old she should have in a sample. So actually if I talk about 14-year-old are 180 out of 1000, but in our sample we are taking only 50. So out of 50 how much it will be? So we can just do this calculation. It will be 180 divided by 1000 times 50, and that comes out to be 9. So that's the answer. Very easy. Next question. P is inversely proportional to V. So P is inversely proportional to V. That gives P is equal to K over V. These two values are given to get K value. So P is 5, K over 8, and K is 40. And that will give me P is equal to 40 over V. That's the formula. That is the first answer. Calculate P when V is equal to 2. So P is equal to 40 over 2. That will be 20. And this will be the answer. Next question. Diagram shows a regular hexagon and a square. Calculate the size of angle A. Now you should know that for any n-sided polygon, n minus 2 times 180 is the sum of all internal angles. It's a hexagon, so I will put 6 minus 2 times 180 divided by 6 because I need to find this angle. Okay, so 6 ones are 6 threes are 4 times 30 is 120, so this will be 120. This is a square, so 90. Now we'll do 90 plus 120 plus A is equal to 360 because overall this angle will be 360. That will give me 210 plus A is equal to 360, and the value of A will be 360 minus 210, that is 150, and that is the answer. So here we are done with the full paper. You can watch this video again, you can solve the questions again. It covered all major topics from which A-star questions can be asked. So you can consider this like equivalent to a predicted paper. I hope that each and everything what is discussed over here in a very short and crisp manner is clear to you. I wish you good luck, and you can support this channel by sharing this video to your friends as well so that they can also be benefited. Thank you.